Sir Keir Starmer is visiting Wales today, where he will promise investment in the floating offshore wind industry.
We're now joined by the Shadow Wales Secretary, Jo Stevens. Jo, good morning. Thank you for your time. Your boss says it's time to take back control of our national energy security. Some irony in the fact that Sunak's heading north to Barrow-in-Furness and crowing about nuclear. Obviously, Monday is Energy Day. What's this great British energy plan? Can you explain in layperson's terms for the average listener this morning and viewer?
So I'm here in North Wales this morning with Keir Starmer and the new First Minister of Wales, Vaughan Gething, to talk specifically about Great British Energy. So this is Labour's publicly owned clean energy generation company, which we will use to take back control of our national energy security. So that will, as well as investing in clean energy, that's going to deliver cut bills, so reduced bills for everybody for good. It will create jobs across the country, good jobs, well paid, and will take back control of our energy security. And those jobs and that infrastructure will be built to last. So that will be a legacy of the next Labour government.
Yeah, that's all well and good, and I'm not having a go. I really appreciate. Can you, for people listening, right? So they will say Labour for months talked about a £28 billion green energy commitment. Now you're talking about this British green energy company. Explain to me in graphic terms, how does that make bills cheaper? How does that create jobs? Where does that come from? How's it going to work?
So the money will come from the windfall tax. We have announced a windfall tax which is at 78%. So the companies, the oil and gas producers that have been making huge profits over the last few years, they will be taxed at 78% on those profits. This is a really exciting, bold and ambitious plan so that we can invest in onshore wind. We'll double onshore wind capacity, we'll treble solar power and we'll quadruple offshore wind. And so here in Wales, we want to play our part in powering the UK for generations to come. So, for example, offshore wind in South Wales, like in the sea and in the Celtic Sea, so that we can be a world leader in this new technology.
And Jo, can you tell us a little bit more about the Energy Independence Act? This is proposals to try and stop the UK being taken over by so-called energy dictators. What does that really mean?
Well, what it means is that what we've seen over the past 14 years, where we've had no industrial strategy and no plan about how we deliver secure, clean, green energy in the future, we've had foreign governments basically making a profit out of our energy system. And during that period, everybody's bills have gone up. So this is to make sure that we have the capacity within Britain to generate our own clean energy. And that because the company will be publicly owned, any profits from that will be going back into the company for the benefit of the British taxpayer. So we're in a position where we've got this clear plan. We have got the funding. We've said where the funding is going to come from to create Great British Energy. We've got private investors who will, for every pound we put in, will put in £3 of private investment. And they're ready to go. They're really keen on this plan.
Hold on. You've got private investors lined up that are going to give you 3 times as much as the government's going to put in?
We have said, for every pound that we invest, we will be able to draw in £3 from the private sector. So, for example, last week I was at the port of Milford Haven off Pembrokeshire. This is a port that at the moment brings in 20%. So 20% of the energy that the UK needs comes in through this port. And they are one of the areas that would really like to see renewable energy built. They put in a bid to have a renewable energy hub there. The government last week decided that they weren't going to offer them the opportunity to do that. We've had companies bidding under the current government's plans for offshore wind contracts in an auction, and the government rejected all of them. So our plan is there. It's the funding is there, it's ready to go, and private investors want to be part of it.
Very interesting to see how it pans out. Good ideas. We'll see. I mean, Sunak's gone north to talk about nuclear. Just want to throw a couple of the news stories at you today, please. Get Labour's response. Obviously, overnight, this threat from China. Everybody's talking about this cyber threat, and 40 million people in 2021. Most of the voting British public seemingly having their details hacked. It's all about harvesting data. As much as China is a threat, tell me Labour's view. Would you try and ban TikTok in the United Kingdom? Because it's becoming increasingly obvious that that's half the problem.
Well, I mean, obviously, the reports overnight are incredibly worrying, and they highlight the importance of taking robust action to tackle state threats, whether they're coming from China or elsewhere. So what we need is a government strategy to tackle those threats. So proper working, closer working between the Home Office and the Foreign Office to coordinate our strategic response to that. We're going to hear a statement, I think, from the government in the Commons this afternoon. So there'll be more detail about exactly what's happened and what the government proposals are. But it's absolutely right that we need to take steps to protect our democracy.
And Joe, just quickly, can I get your comments on Jeremy Hunt's comments over the weekend that a £100,000 salary was not enough for his constituents in Surrey?
I think, well, from my perspective here in Wales, people will be really offended and surprised by that. You know, the average wage in Wales is around £25,000 a year. So to be told by the Chancellor that if you earn £100,000 a year, it's not enough to live on, I think that's pretty offensive.
Joe Stevens, very interesting. We'll watch with bated anticipation. Sunak goes north to talk nuclear. Starmer goes to Wales to talk about green energy. Secretary of State for Wales, Joe Stevens, thank you very much indeed.